Warrior, is this where you thought you'd be? You're alone with your thoughts, late at night, during your commute, and it dawns on you. I'm not happy. Not as I imagined I would be. Not as I pretend to be. And the most unsettling part? You can't pinpoint when this feeling began. From the outside, your life looks fine. You've followed the plan, checked the boxes. Yet something essential is missing, and has been for a while. You've been too occupied, too distracted, or too afraid to acknowledge it. We all do this. We bury difficult questions under work, obligations, and distractions. We quiet the inner voice asking, is this all there is? We tell ourselves this restlessness is just adulthood, that we'll address it later, after the next project, when the kids are older, when we have more time. But later is a mirage. One project finishes, another begins. Responsibilities shift but never truly ease. And years pass. Real years. Your years. Socrates declared that the unexamined life is not worth living. He was right. But to examine your life is frightening. It means admitting truths you've avoided. It means confronting the possibility of change, even when the familiar feels safe. Most people never do it. They stay comfortable. They stay quiet. They keep pretending, until decades slip by. They wake up at 50, 60, or 70, and regret crashes over them. All those years lived small. Dreams unpursued. Truths unspoken. But you are not most people. You're here now. That means a part of you is ready. Ready to stop pretending. Ready to stop settling. Ready to ask the questions you've been avoiding. These 12 questions are not gentle. They will not simply make you feel good. Some will sting. Some might make you defensive. You might want to look away because they hit a nerve. That is precisely why you need them. The poet Rainer Maria Rilke wrote, "Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves." The questions I'm about to share are mirrors. What you see in them will tell you everything about where you are and where you need to go. Your life today is the result of every question you've asked or avoided. Your life 5 years from now will be defined by what you choose to face today. Before we begin, if you're ready for this honesty, hit the like button. Share this with someone who's been playing it safe. Subscribe, because we're building a space for those done with pretending. Watch every question. If you're ready to stop running, declare it in the comments. Courage over comfort. Number 1, am I living for myself or for the approval of others? Review your choices this week. The job you did. The things you agreed to against your will. The persona you showed the world. The dreams you kept silent, fearing they'd seem foolish. How many of those choices were authentically yours? Marcus Aurelius observed, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." We claim self-worth, yet construct our lives around external validation. You remain in a draining career because leaving might look like failure. You uphold empty relationships to avoid gossip. You conceal your true interests and opinions to dodge judgment. That Sunday night anxiety isn't about Monday, it's about another week spent performing. Each time you bite your tongue, fake enthusiasm, or shrink to fit in, you choose approval over authenticity. Here's the hard truth: seeking approval is exhausting and endless. You please parents, partners, bosses, society. And when you finally get that approval, it feels hollow, because they're approving of the performance, not your true self. Building your life on approval means you never discover who you really are. You become an expert at performing, at saying the right thing. The real you gets buried. The cost is your peace, your energy, your joy. You live in constant self-monitoring, making decisions from fear, not desire. So ask, whose approval am I living for? Is it worth the price of never knowing myself? Is it worth spending your one life trying to be what others want? Number 2, what truth am I refusing to see? There is something you already know, lingering in the back of your mind. You feel it in quiet moments. You sense it in your gut. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." But we also suffer by refusing to face reality at all. We construct elaborate stories to avoid simple truths. Maybe it's about your relationship. The connection faded long ago, but you both go through the motions. You're not partners, you're coexisting. Admitting this means difficult conversations and uncertain pain. Maybe it's your health, the habits you know are harming you, the warning signs you ignore because addressing them requires action. Maybe it's your work. It's not just a rough patch, This job is eroding something inside you. You stay because it's familiar, not because it's right. Or maybe it's the truth about yourself, the gap between who you are and who you wanted to be, the potential you're wasting. Avoiding the truth doesn't eliminate it, it makes it heavier. It manifests as stress, sleeplessness, anxiety, and repeating negative patterns. Your body knows. Your heart knows. Only your mind pretends not to. Facing truth might hurt, but living a lie hurts more. It might be uncomfortable, but it's real. You don't need to have all the solutions yet. You just need to stop pretending you don't see it. Acknowledge it. Name it. So ask, what truth am I refusing to see? Show your bravery in the comments, I face the truth. Number 3, am I living in the past or building my future? Every day, you choose where to focus your energy and what risks to take. But are these choices based on where you want to go, or where you've been hurt before? Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Yet most people react not to the present, but to wounds from 5, 10, or 20 years ago. Are you avoiding certain relationships because of past heartbreak? Playing it safe in your career due to an old failure? Keeping people at a distance because trust once led to pain? Saying no to opportunities because someone once said you weren't good enough? These aren't conscious choices, they're automatic responses. Old wounds disguised as wisdom. Past pain masquerading as protection. You might think you're being realistic or careful, not recognizing you're stuck. The past only controls your future if you allow it. That person who hurt you is gone, but you still make decisions as if they're here. That failure is over, but you act as if it's still happening. Every moment spent looking backward is a moment not moving forward. Every decision based on old pain keeps you trapped. You get to decide, will you let your past dictate your future, or will you pick up the pen and write a new story? The past is a reference point, not a residence. Number 4, who am I becoming right now? At this very moment, you are becoming someone. Not who you were yesterday, or who you hope to be, but the person your daily choices are creating. Ask yourself, is that someone I would respect? The poet Mary Oliver asked, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? But we're often so busy doing that we forget to ask who we're becoming in the process. Review your last week honestly. Where did your time go? What did you prioritize? Every choice shapes you. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you become someone who avoids challenge. Every time you react with anger instead of patience, you become someone whose instinct is hostility. Every time you scroll mindlessly instead of create, consume instead of contribute, you become someone you might not recognize in 5 years. Most people operate on autopilot, repeating patterns. Then one day they wake up wondering how they became so cynical, tired, or disconnected. It didn't happen overnight. It happened through thousands of small compromises. You are always becoming stronger or weaker, more patient or more reactive. There is no standing still. Your habits and automatic reactions are who you're becoming. If you don't like the direction, you have the power to change it with your very next choice. So, who are you becoming? Is that who you want to be? Comment your commitment, I'm becoming my best self. Number 5, am I truly living or just going through the motions? There's a difference between having a pulse and being alive. You can survive, work, eat, sleep, repeat, without ever truly thriving. Henry David Thoreau observed, most men lead lives of quiet desperation and go to the grave with the song still in them. Living means feeling deeply. It means being present for both joy and pain. It means taking risks, creating, connecting, and growing. Existing means following a routine, day after day, year after year. When did you last feel truly alive? Not just content, but fully engaged? When did you last try something that scared you in a good way? Learn something fascinating? Have a deep, meaningful conversation? Create for the pure joy of it? If you can't remember, you may be in existence mode. And it's frighteningly easy to stay there. We tell ourselves we'll start living after the next milestone. But that day keeps receding. Your life is happening now. Living requires intention. It requires saying no to what drains you and yes to what fulfills you, even when it's inconvenient. You don't need perfect circumstances or more time. You need to decide your life is worth more than a series of routines. So ask, am I living, or just going through the motions? Number 6, what am I tolerating that's slowly draining me? There are things in your life right now, subtle, persistent, that are sapping your energy. You may barely notice them anymore, but they make everything feel heavier. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Yet we give away our power by tolerating what we shouldn't. Maybe it's clutter creating mental chaos. A one-sided friendship. Broken items you never fix. Commitments made from guilt. Allowing someone to speak to you disrespectfully. We tolerate for many reasons: avoiding conflict, fear of being difficult, believing we don't deserve better, or sheer exhaustion. But everything you tolerate teaches the world what you'll accept. It's a statement about your worth. Think of your energy as a finite resource. Every tolerance is a withdrawal. These withdrawals accumulate until you're emotionally bankrupt, exhausted, with nothing left for what truly matters. Deciding what you'll no longer tolerate isn't about being difficult, it's about being honest. It's recognizing your energy is precious and choosing where it goes. Saying no to what drains you is saying yes to what could fill you. So ask, what am I tolerating? What needs to change? What boundaries must be set? Draw your line in the comments. No more tolerating. Number 7. What would I do if fear wasn't holding me back? Fear is the silent director of most lives. It whispers why you can't, shouldn't, won't. Over time, you mistake its voice for your own, for common sense. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face." But we often look everywhere else. Review your past year's decisions. How many were based on excitement and genuine desire? How many on fear, safety, and avoiding discomfort? What would you do if fear fell silent? Start that business? Have that difficult conversation? Move somewhere new? Pursue creative work? Leave a comfortable but lifeless relationship? Try something you've always wanted? Most fears don't protect you from real danger, but from embarrassment, rejection, failure, and uncertainty. They keep you in the familiar, even when it's suffocating. The cruel irony is that the regret of never trying often hurts more than failure. Living without fear isn't recklessness, it's not letting fear make your decisions. Courage is action despite fear. Every day you let fear decide is a day you choose security over significance, a day that adds up to a life of what if. So ask, what would I do if fear wasn't holding me back? And why am I letting it? Number 8, what am I waiting for permission to do? We spend too much of life waiting. Waiting for a sign, for validation, for someone to tell us we're ready. Pablo Picasso said, "Action is the foundational key to all success." Not planning. Not waiting. Action. From childhood, we're trained to seek permission. We internalize this, believing we need external blessing to pursue what matters. We wait for parental approval, partner support, boss validation, societal acceptance. Here's the truth, the permission you're waiting for doesn't exist. No one will tap you on the shoulder and say, "You're ready. Go live your life." There's no certificate of worthiness. What are you waiting for permission to do? Start a project? Set a boundary? Change careers? Prioritize your health or happiness? Be authentically you? Consider the time lost waiting. Opportunities missed while you stood at the threshold. Dreams faded while you waited to feel ready. The waiting is costing you your life. You are the authority on your own life. You are the only one who knows what your soul needs. You don't need to be perfect or fearless. You just need to start. The only permission you need is your own, and you can give it to yourself, right now. Number 9, am I connecting or just collecting people? Look at your contacts and followers. How many truly know the real you? The poet Rumi wrote of being silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. Yet in our rush to connect with everyone, we've lost the ability to connect deeply with anyone. We collect people, measuring worth by quantity. We have hundreds of online friends but feel lonely in a crowd. We communicate constantly but rarely say anything real. We share our lives but hide ourselves. When did you last have a deep, vulnerable conversation? When did you last listen, truly listen, without planning your response? Real connection requires risk, showing up authentically, being vulnerable, being present. It's scary, so we keep things safe and superficial. But safe connections give you nothing of substance. You can have 1,000 shallow relationships and still feel profoundly alone. One genuine connection is worth 100 superficial ones. One person who truly sees you is worth more than 1,000 followers. Building real connections means being selective, investing deeply, and showing up authentically, even when it's uncomfortable. So ask, am I connecting or just collecting? Am I building nourishing relationships or just accumulating contacts? At life's end, it won't matter how many people you knew, but how deeply you were known. Number 10, what legacy am I creating right now? Legacy isn't just what's left at life's end. You're creating it now, with every choice, word, and action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What we do now echoes in eternity." Your legacy is what you leave behind in people's hearts and minds every single day. Think about yesterday. Did you leave people feeling better or worse? Did you contribute or just consume? Did you act with integrity? Most people live as if they have unlimited time to build the legacy they want. Later becomes never. Your legacy is built in ordinary moments: how you treat a server, keep promises to your children, handle frustration, act when no one's watching. You are constantly teaching others what matters through your behavior. If you're not intentional about your legacy, you're still creating one, and it might not be what you desire. Your absence, silence, or indifference can become your legacy. Examine your daily choices, priorities, and responses. These are the building blocks. If you don't like what you're building, you have the power to change it, starting today. Write your legacy into existence. My actions create my legacy. Number 11. What would I regret not doing? Bronnie Ware, who worked in palliative care, documented the most common regrets of the dying. No one regretted risks taken or failures. Their regrets centered on what they didn't do: chances not taken, dreams not pursued, love not expressed, the person they didn't become due to fear. What's on your list? What have you been putting off? What relationship needs mending? What creative idea are you too scared to share? What adventure have you talked about but never booked? Time makes decisions for us. Opportunities close. People pass. Capabilities diminish. You're left with the ghost of what could have been. You will regret inaction far more than action. Even failure brings the peace of having tried. Inaction leaves a permanent, heavy regret whispering, "What if?" for the rest of your life. The poet T.S. Eliot wrote, "Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go." Most never find out. They stay on shore, wondering. Ask with brutal honesty, what would I regret not doing? Write it down. Feel its weight. Then make a plan to do it, soon, now, before regret becomes a constant companion. Comment your promise: action over regret. Number 12. If this were my last day, would I be proud of how I lived it? This isn't morbid, it's awakening. We know life is finite, yet we live as if we have forever. We postpone, procrastinate, and save our best for later. Seneca warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Imagine today is your last. Would you be proud of how you spent it? Of the person you were? Would you feel complete? Or would you be scrambling, wishing for more time to fix, say, and do? This question cuts through excuses. Did you express love? Do meaningful work? Show up as your best self? Or did you waste hours on what doesn't matter? Most live with the illusion of later. What if later never comes? This isn't about perfection, it's about presence and intention. It's about living each day so that, if it were your last, you could look back without drowning in regret. Your limited time is not meant to scare you, but to free you, to stop waiting, to start living like your life matters. Because it does. And so does today. So ask, if this were my last day, would I be proud? If the answer is no, what will you do about it? Music swells slightly, then softens. Warriors, these questions are not comfortable. Comfort is what left many of us stuck in unfulfilling lives. These questions are meant to shake you awake, to crack open the shell around your heart, to remind you that you are alive right now. The philosopher Soren Kierkegaard wrote, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." You can't change the past, but you can shape what comes next. Revisit these questions. Live with them. Let them guide you. The person who asks these questions regularly is the one who won't wake up decades from now filled with regret. You don't need all the answers today. But you must start. You must choose courage over comfort. Your life is too precious for autopilot. Your time is too valuable to waste. Your heart is too important to keep locked away. The world needs what only you can offer, but you must be brave enough to offer it. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start today. Ask. Answer honestly. Act. Your most authentic, fulfilled life is waiting on the other side of these questions. If this moved you, hit like. Comment which question resonated most. Share this with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more content that challenges you to live fully. The life you're meant to live is calling. Will you answer? Mark this turning point, comment below to claim your journey.